I'm going to say something scandalous, Ronnie.
Go on.
Plants are meat. And not only are they meat, they're delicious, especially if they're from Impossible Foods.
They taste like beef.
Exactly. Impossible is making meat history this summer.
Yeah, they are. Summer of Impossible.
I am so excited to be spending time cooking my summer foods, all that good stuff. And guess what? We can use Impossible sausages, Impossible brats. I mean, it's going to be a great summer for Impossible Foods.
Impossible beef is made from plants and 19 grams of protein per serving, and it's better for the planet.
And it's meat.
Plant meat, correct. So if you're looking for something to grab for your grill, grab some Impossible beef.
Summer of Impossible.
Start making meat history today. Just head over to the meat aisle at your local grocery store, grab some Impossible beef or patties, and get grilling. Home Aglow is a marketplace that connects homeowners and renters with house cleaners.
You can get your home clean for $19, okay?
Highly discounted initial cleaning. They really want to prove themselves to you, and they did for me. There's discounted recurring cleanings with Forever Clean membership.
Yeah, just save time by hiring a professional to clean. Don't do it yourself. Okay, you get high-quality cleaning professionals. This is wonderful. We've used them. Our houses came out sparkling clean. It was wonderful. Visit www.homeaglow.com/podcast to book your first cleaning for only $19. That's HOMEAGLOW.com/podcast.
I think everybody has an interesting skin story. When people tell me, wow, you have such beautiful skin, for a second I say, who are you talking to? Because I never did. And now I found a way to really transcend that. And that's made a big difference, not only in just how I treat myself, but in how I see it reflect from the inside out. Nourish your skin, nurture your soul.
Created by Alicia Keys and a leading dermatologist based on her own skin journey, Keys Soul Care honors the connection between skin and soul. Learn more at keyssoulcare.com.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Well, hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, the podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on Yo Bravs. Hi, everybody. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. How's it going, Banoons?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Sagad. I'm doing great.
Sagad.
Thank you.
Good.
Nice to see you on video. Lovely sunset background you've got there today.
Sorry, it's actually my my Orange County backdrop. There we go. Back now. I'm suddenly in Sydney. Oh, much better now.
He's back.
I'm in Australia.
So, yep, we're on demand as usual. If you guys want to watch us instead of just listen, patreon.com/watchwhatcrappens, Crappens on demand level. That's also where you get our bonus episodes this week. Super fun. Big Brother is coming back tonight, Wednesday, August 2nd, season 25. And we did a cast breakdown. It's how we always do cast breakdowns of every show. We just look at their picture and a log line and just judge the fuck out of them, knowing nothing about them. It's super fun. Really mean, which is, my hobby. So go over and check that out on our Patreon. It's a two-parter. And thanks for everybody who's with us on there. And thanks for everybody who's not, who's just with us here. We don't care. We love you either way. Okay?
Yeah, this is true. Facts. All facts.
Also, we took a couple of weeks off from Real Housewives of Atlanta to cover some Project Runway because, switch it up a little bit. So check that out. Project Runway is a newer recap this week. And then next week is a Below Deck themed Project Runway with Kate and Countess Luann for some reason, which nobody really understands. But she'll be there too.
Wow, Countess Luann went from client to judge. How amazing on her journey on Project Runway.
From in front of the judge to sitting at a judge's table, which is nice for her. Also, we are going to be starting our live show again. It used to be called Take a Seat. This time, we don't know what it's going to be called yet. We're going to have a poll up this week on our Soch for you guys to vote and give suggestions. Used to be called Take a Seat. It's going to be the same style call-in show, but this time we're going to be doing it on Instagram Live. We're going to be doing it on the first and third Mondays of every month. Now, we are going to reserve the right to change that day because maybe days work better for you guys. We don't know. Maybe they work better for us. We don't know.
Exactly. We're in full control of this thing. So we have the ability to change the time around. So we're gonna try our best to come to you guys. So we're gonna start off by doing them, I think, at 5:30s on Monday.
5:30 Pacific, 8:30
Pacific.
Eastern, 7:30
See how that
my
works.
time, Central. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how that is. It's an hour on Instagram Live with you guys. So that's going to be fun. Next Monday, this coming Monday, will be our first one. No, that's not true. It's going to be the first and third. Wait, this will be the first Monday, though, right? Coming up.
Technically,
Yes.
oh yeah, this is the first.
There we go. So this Monday is going to be our first one. Or should we do it on the fourth Monday of the month? What do you think? Should we give ourselves some more lead time?
I don't think we need lead time. I think we can.
You want to just jump in? Okay, we're
I
committing.
mean, it's Instagram. We've done this before. We know what we're doing. Famous last words.
Yeah, we didn't know when we were doing when we got paid for it. So we're going to be doing it this Monday then, coming up August. I don't know what that is. 6th, 5th, something like that.
Let's say that it is Monday, August 7th. We're going to give it a whirl. We'll see how it goes.
So excited, everybody. Monday, August 7th. Take a seat, whatever it's going to be called. We'll tell you then. 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern, Instagram Live at Watch What Crappens. Follow both of us, Ronnie Karam and Ben Maddelker on Instagram. And guess what? Now it's time to recap a little bit. Below Deck Down Under.
Wow, what a deranged episode. This, I have to say the first 4 episodes of Below Deck Down Under, I've quite enjoyed. It's a really good franchise. It's funny. I'm into it. And then this episode, I was like, this show is off the rails. Like they are going to give Sailing Yacht a run for their money. And then I went on to Below Deck Down Under Twitter. And I have to, or should I say X? I went to that app now called X. And I have to say, these are some of the funniest tweets I've read. Like, I've read a lot of Below Deck tweets in my time. But the Below Deck Twitter commentary about Below Deck Down Under is like at A+ level. Let me find this one tweet that I read that I personally thought was so funny. I like really laughed. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm like a little delayed because I was not planning on reading this on the air, but I really have to share it with you guys because I just found it to be deeply amusing. Okay, so we have a user here. Her name is Tanisha. Go follow her. Tan Talks Shit at Tan Talks Shit. Tanisha, she goes, my current ranking of BDDU cast members. Number 1, Aisha. Number 2, Captain Jason. Number 3, Zarita. Number 4, Harry. 5, Margot. 6, Culver. 7, Broken Glass. 8, Adam. 9, Helmet. 10, Bottled Lime Juice. 11, Laura. 12, The Naughty Boy. 13, The Ramen. 12, or I guess 14, Luke. I love that. I love that the Bottled Lime Juice ranked higher than Luke in Tanisha's rundown. That's perfect.
God, you got to cover yourself in some bottled lime juice just to get that ick off of you. That guy's so disgusting.
He's vile.
Fucking pig. He is such a pig. My God. All right, so let's get on with it. We start with dramatic music, and we're back at the restaurant with Luke and Laura making out. Violin dramatic music. And Aisha's like, Margot, how are you feeling? Are you jealous, Margot? Because they're making out. And she's like, no, I'm so happy about it. I can't wait to force some chemistry with that tall, goofy, flaily guy over there. Make myself feel better about all of this.
And Harry's like, well, all right, Luke's out of the picture because he's with Laura, so now I can spend more time with Margot. Gives me a bit of confidence. Maybe. I'm like, what part? I have a lot of confidence now. Maybe.
Yeah. Also, it shouldn't give you more confidence that you have to wait for somebody else to literally crash and burn out of the race or quit the race. You know what I mean? Well, there was a lot of competition. I'm just waiting for all those other podcasters to die. And every time they do, I just feel a little bit more confident. I'm like, no, come on, Harry. Harry should have tall guy confidence. But I guess he pointed out in the first episode that he's not just tall, he's too tall.
Yeah.
So I guess he passed that confidence level. If he was 6'4", he could have been confident, but he's 6'5", so now he's just like gangly and,
Yeah.
flaily, kind of like Kristen from Vanderpump Rules, like one of the blow up air things in front of the Pet Boys.
Yeah,
blowing
he
around
does
the
need to have
wings.
he needs to have tall person confidence, but he has slinky confidence, which is he's just sort of is like confident that he can be sort of gangly and get tangled up, but like throw him down a staircase and he could really shine.
So then we have Culver crowning Serena with that gross crown that came off of what's her buns is Laura's head. No, Laura's head. Yes, Laura's head.
Yeah.
Right. And he's flirting with her, and he's like, "Wow, you want to watch some video of my mom making Dutch babies?
Want to see Chef Kim?
Yeah, you want to see Chef Mama making some Dutch babies? Get over here. Let's watch some porn together. Oh, yeah, look at my mom work that dough.
You gotta put the cast iron into a hot oven, but the cast iron's gotta be cold. Yeah, Chef Kim.
But that's the thing. He doesn't really know anything about cooking. He just likes his mom's cooking because yesterday she was making eggs Benedict, and he went, "I don't like hollandaise." He
Holiday
pronounced it-
sauce.
Yeah,
No, he said holiday sauce.
holiday sauce. Yeah,
I don't like holiday sauce.
yeah, because I guess hollandaise probably would be an accepted pronunciation. So yeah, I don't like holiday.
I would
sauce.
think that
I
he
was
would like
"Oh."
holiday sauce because I feel like Culver is the sort of person who talks a lot about Christmas as if it's like a novel thing. You know, those people who's like, I love Christmas. Oh, it's my favorite time of the year. Candy canes, hot cocoa, sleigh rides. I just love Christmas. When people say that as if like not like 95% of Americans go nuts for Christmas. I always am amused by that.
Yeah, it's like a Hallmark movie guy. He's like, I just love my little town, Christmas, and my mama. But unfortunately, someone's trying to take down my mama's bakery to build up a tire factory. And then he falls in love with the daughter who's there just to close down all the businesses to get that tire factory started. Hates Christmas. God, I love those films.
Like, we don't need tires. You know what we have instead? Keem's Dutch babies. Put them on your cars, people. We don't need the tires.
Our cars run on Dutch baby flour. Dutch baby dough. Okay. So Luke is now hugging Margot. Okay. So Margot's like, what the F? Just with her eyes, because she doesn't really say anything, but he's like hugging her now. And he's like, oh, I don't want confusion. I don't want that shit. So I need to really figure out how to approach this situation. And she's like, me too. That's what I want too. I just want to start over, starting right now. Margot, you're in a pie store and there are fingers in all of the pies. You don't just get to remake the pies, okay? The fingers have been in the pies already. Sorry, no starting over in this pie shop.
The batter is in the cast iron skillet and it did not rise around the edges. Your Dutch baby is just a pancake, okay?
Let's recap. I don't know why, but God, I just want some carbs. So Luke's like, yeah, well, we'll just shoot Charles in, so whatever happens, happens.
So I was like, was this? So, okay, there's a lot to discuss. I'm not even going to harp on this stupid point. So Adam then turns to Culver and he's like, so who do you think you're going to hook up with? Take your pick, Margot or Laura. And by the way, Zarina is sitting right there. I'm like, just insulting to Zarina that she's like not in contention for bro hookup status. When obviously, by the way, anyone can see that Culver and Zarina have some sort of weird feeder energy between each other. So Culver's like, oh, I got Sheffy. You know that. She's so good at cooking. Okay, I'll be the stay-at-home dad. I'll run the minivan. Of course, I'm talking about my mother, not you, Zarina. I want to marry her.
So Laura and Harry's like, oh, the crown is stuck in your hair. Oh, I'm so sorry. It took so long to get ready. Now look at you. And Laura's like, get this out of my head. I cannot get out of my head. And her hair is like all a bird's nest now. And she's
Perfect
really
karma.
stuck in her hair.
And he has this look on his face like, ooh, like he looks like he's extracting an intestine at that moment.
So Luke walks with his arm around Margot. We cut back to them. And he's like, oh, I'm really sorry to put you in that situation. No, you're not. You just told her, I don't want confusion. I don't want to figure this out. I just need time to figure out how to approach this situation because we're only 2 charters in. So whatever happens, happens. So no, you're not sorry.
Yeah.
You just said, I barely know you. I can fuck whoever I want or make out with whoever I want. So stick with that. Pick a lane to stay.
Exactly.
If you're going to be an asshole, stay in the asshole lane.
Exactly. And just notice the wording that he uses. I'm sorry you're put in that situation. How about I'm sorry I put you in that situation? Like he totally takes himself out of that.
Said.
I went back because I was like, did he say you're instead of I? And he did say you're. He said, I'm sorry you're put in that situation. So Margot's like, and I love Harry. I love him. But I felt like, when we sat down at dinner, I'm always with him. It's like you ever when you're driving along and a piece of plastic, a newspaper gets onto your windshield and you think, okay, it's going to blow off now, but then just stays there. That's how I feel about Harry.
I thought this wasn't cool of Margot. I don't like it. Even if she really feels like that, you're talking to the guy who is competing for your love. You know what I mean? That's not nice, Margot, okay? Mm-hmm. I mean, at least be a nice friend to Harry. Don't be Team Luke. I can understand, wanting to sex Luke up over Harry, but don't be shit-talking Harry to Luke. Luke is already treating Harry like shit, and you. And now you're shit-talking the nice person to the mean person. Come on, Margot. You come from the land of a hot dish. I would expect more from you.
Yeah. So Luke's like, so that's for you to voice your opinion about whatever you want to do. No one else's. If you don't want Harry around you, you just have to say it. So then you cut to Harry. I'm like, yeah, what? That's not nice for Margaret to say about Harry. I'm rooting for Harry, and then cuts to drunk Harry being like, where's Margot? I feel like I haven't been invited enough, Margot. I'm like, okay, you are also a disaster.
Well, they're all so wasted now, right? And he's like, where's Margaret? I haven't been forward enough with her. I need to be more forward with her. She knows, okay? Everybody knows you like her. You do not need to be more forward with her. Get in the back seat. No more forward. Yeah. Back. So she's like, so let me get this straight. Harry likes Margot, who I think might like Harry, but also likes Luke. And Laura likes Adam, but also wants Luke. And Luke wants Margot, but I think is really open to anything. It's a love pentagon. It's a love pentagon.
I feel like it's more like a love starburst. As in, there's all these different points of it, but there's only 1 or 2 people in the center. So, but I appreciate the geometry reference. Good job, Aisha. So Margot and Luke are now walking to the bathroom together. And Harry is talking to Aisha and asking if Margot is into Luke at all or if she's into him. And Aisha's like, well, she's definitely not into Luke. And she's not with Luke right now, even though in reality, she actually is sort of into Luke and is literally with Luke right now. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm an unreliable narrator.
And of course, Margot and Luke are doing that. Oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom. Oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom too. And they're making out in the hallway by the bathroom. And Harry's like, I don't know where she is, but I'm worried. I just don't want to hook up with her at the club. I need to make it romantic. Meanwhile, Margot's like, making out with Luke. And Luke's
vats of beer.
He's like, oh, I love the makeup. She goes, I do too. But wait a minute, what's happening? I thought you and Laura were making out. Oh, God, am I getting in the middle of something? Oh, gosh.
That's just playing dumb now. So Luke goes, do we care? I want to shut it down and just have let's just have a straight threesome instead. She goes oh, no, shoot, no, go, get out of here, Pook. No, you're a player, Pook.
Not where people can see. So then everybody's yelling and partying and going back to the boat. And he's trying to reach for Margot, but he has no game. I mean, this poor guy. And Luke carries the drunk Laura to the van, and he puts her in a van and then runs to the other van. Laura's
because Laura's
so mean to me.
Well, because she's like, oh, Luke, can you help me? Can you help me? I'm defenseless, Laura. I don't know how to get out of car. She's basically asking him to hold her, right? So she's doing all the heavy, she's coming on hard.
So he runs to the other van where he can cuddle with Margot in the backseat of that one. So then we're back to the boat, and Harry gives Margot that crown. And Harry's like, so you want some rosé? And I love that poor Margot is now even getting the sloppy second crown, like literally getting the sloppy second crown because Laura made out with that dude first, and now she's got the crown. She had the crown first.
Mm-hmm.
Crown of sloppy seconds. Enjoy that crown, Marge.
Sloppy thirds, really, because it started with Culver. So Laura's asking Luke. She's like, "Do you want to go to jacuzzi? We can go to jacuzzi." He's like, "All right, I'll get it warm." She goes, "Yes." And then she sort of like opens her robe and then closes it, sort of like flashes him, and she goes, "I'll make your jacuzzi warm."
I cannot find Rob. Where is it? I don't know. So then they start making out. And he's doing that weird, like keeping his eye kind of open, looking at her face while they make out.
Yeah.
He's just such a weirdo.
It was so weird. I saw someone on Twitter took a screenshot of that. So, because I didn't see it the first time, but then when I saw the screenshot, I was like, that is really weird.
It's just so
really,
weird.
really strange.
The only thing I think that I do that with is when I eat like a block of Munster cheese. I know I do that because there's just something like there's something so visually appealing about like when you're looking at the Munster, like the orange part of the Munster cheese while you're eating the white part. I just love it.
Yeah. When you're in the white and you're just trying to get to orange. Yeah.
So
it's like a sunset of a cheese,
Margot and Harry are in the mess, and she's like, I'm so drunk. I'm just so drunk. And she's eating food, kind of like sloppily putting it in her mouth. And he's like, move over. Let me sit down, please. And she's like, all right, hey, I need to give this drink to Laura. Hold on, I'll be right back. So she runs basically to see if Laura's making out with Luke, which she is. And now she's turned Luke around and she's like massaging his back, like taking off his shirt, and she's like massaging his back. And she says, am I interrupting something? And Luke's like, no, not at all. And Laura tells us, Margot, I've been chosen. Go away.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been chosen. It's more like you crammed the ballot box. I think that's basically what happened there.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens. Ronnie and Ben here. This segment of Watch What Crappens is brought to you by Audible's new music competition podcast, Breakthrough.
It's like changing the game for audio-only series by being the first of its kind. And by stripping away the superficial, the series is like really reaffirming what matters most, which is pure talent. So, what do you get when you throw a real housewife, a freelance songwriter, and an auto-tune producer in a recording studio?
Well, thanks to Extreme Auto-Tune, you get a bop that Bravo fans will be pumping up on their playlist for years to come. To name a few, Sheena Shea from Vanderpump Rules has Good as Gold, Kim Zolciak-Biermann from Real Housewives of Atlanta has Tardy for the Party, and Melissa Gorga from Jersey has On Display. Whoa, 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 the ring doesn't mean a thing. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, well, maybe we should leave the real singing to the professionals, like the Talent and Audible's new podcast series, Breakthrough. Ronnie and I have been binging this singing competition contest, and the singing and songwriting on it has been next level stellar.
1,000%. And the finale brought us to tears. So many emotions. We're just completely blown away by all these 5 artists and their raw talent.
Yeah, and it's like really cool. They all have different personal and musical backgrounds. Like there's country, there's Caribbean, there's Cuban, and their backgrounds just like they really shine through during these songwriting challenges.
It's been incredible to witness them dig deep and push themselves to the next level because the coaches really aren't just there to say like, you're good or, that was pitchy. They're really trying to develop them and their voice into their own artistic creation. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God. Check it out yourself. You can listen and catch up on the latest episodes on Audible or wherever you get your podcast.
Go to audible.com/crappens. That's audible.com/crappens.
If you're hiring, it's incredibly hard to attract top talent. And with the current labor market conditions, it's even harder than ever. That's why you want a partner who gets it. ZipRecruiter.
You know who knows how tough it is right now? ZipRecruiter does. But guess what? They figured out solutions for the problems that you're facing.
See for yourself. Right now, you can try them for free at ZipRecruiter.com/crappens.
ZipRecruiter is ready to tackle your recruiting challenges.
Yeah, to reach more of the right people, ZipRecruiter posts your job to over 100 job sites.
And listen, the pricing at ZipRecruiter is straightforward. There are no surprise costs.
Yeah, want first dibs on talent? ZipRecruiter lets you invite the most qualified people to apply for your job.
Team up with a hiring partner who understands what you need. ZipRecruiter.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Just go to this exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/crappens.
Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/crappens.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Commercial. So, meanwhile, Culver calls his real late night hookup, Chef Kim. And so she's like, oh my God, Culver, you look so sunburned. Yeah, I put my face in the oven trying to get a closer look at a Dutch baby. Turns out it was a steak. Doesn't matter. It's still so good, but not as good as yours, Chef Kim.
Honey, you're just so sunburned. How's the chef over there? And he's like, oh, she's good. She crushes it, mama. You love her. And Serena's like, is this your mom? And she goes, oh, I heard that your food is fabulous. And that's always important to my boy.
Now, I'm not saying that you're ever going to replace me, but I want you to look at me and be like, you could be like this one day, okay? Now get out of our relationship.
And Serena's like, well, explain your son to me before I fall in love with him. How about that? She's like, oh, just die already. Hey, how about this? Here's my recipe for Dutch babies. Poison, poison, and poison. Suck it, bitch. Call me back when you're free, Culver. Click.
So now the jacuzzi is going wild. Things are spraying all over the place. I don't know what's happening. And Margot
gets full enough, and they're turning on the jets.
The jets.
Anyway. That's what they're doing.
Oh, okay. Is that what that is?
They are being disrespectful to the teak.
I know. For considering all the discussion about teak and teak cleaning on this episode, and really any episode, this was very disrespectful, knowing now that it was done intentionally. I thought that was just malfunctioning, which is surprising that it would malfunction, considering that this is a 1977 Japanese fishing boat that was recently refurbished to top A-grade levels of luxury and design.
Just spraying the jets without the water full, that is such one-prop behavior, am I right?
That jacuzzi only has one prop, which explains a lot.
So people gather in the hot tub. They're all partying. And Serena's like, let's play a game. Let's play a game like Truth or Dare. Oh, just fucking make out with whoever you want to. Okay? Everybody on this show has to play Truth or Dare like they're in junior high. Just go fucking make out with somebody already. No one's going to dare you to make out with Culver. Okay, Serena, just do it.
But I will say this show to me, I really breathed a very large sigh of relief in like 3 seconds because, Luke is like, all right, we'll do Truth or Dare. Culver, what do you want? Truth or Dare? He's like, dare me to call up my mom and have her show me some Dutch babies. All right, maybe not that, but okay, here comes a dare. And before they can even dare Culver to do anything, Laura just like emerges and it's like, oh, look. I'm so sorry. I cannot find phone. Please help me. Defenseless Laura find phone somewhere on board.
Where's the phone? And Culver's like, well, no one even dared me though. And Laura's like, please, 1 second of your attention. It is Can girl here. Can need phone. Please help me. And Serena's like, you might as well just say, Luke, come on, I need your dick.
But truthfully, yes. And so then Harry's like, hey, about this, guys. Do you guys know Never Have I Ever? It's basically like 2 truths and a lie mixed with Truth or Dare, but you never have I ever anything. Am I right, everyone? And everyone's like, okay. But he's like really excited. He's like, okay, so here's the thing. Like, here's how you do it. It could be like, never have I ever been to Phuket. Never have I ever been to Cambodia. Never have I ever done something. It's like something you haven't done. That's how you do it, which, by the way, is not the rule. You're supposed to say the thing that you have done, but like he doesn't get it. So he's going on, and they're all staring at them. And Aisha, finally, the first person on Bravo, just looks at him and goes, maybe we should just all chat instead. I was like, thank you, Aisha. Hero to the people.
So meanwhile, Luke and Laura go downstairs. She's like, please, phone, please find me phone. And it's on the bed. It's on the bed they were just at.
Luke's
and he's
bed.
like, oh, wait a minute. Is it here in my bed? This bed right here. And it's like, ding, arrow. It's on her bed. And she's like, oh, now we make out now. And he goes, get in the shower. So then they fuck in the shower. They just come just jump right into the shower and fuck. And Aisha comes down and sees the robe on the ground and listens at the door. And it's like, oh my God, if I was just, yes, ice and red wine. Oh my God.
Wow, she orgasms in can.
And Aisha's like, I hate shower sex. You can't get the proper friction going. Why even bother with that?
Now I understand why she lives in a converted ambulance. She's really drawn to converted vehicles, apparently.
Yeah. So first of all, hair conditioner, okay, or soap. There's plenty of ways, okay.
Yeah.
Just don't do it with bare water. Like, what do I have to come teach you guys everything?
Maybe like not a youth hostel shower. I don't know, but like, sorry, Aisha.
So Culver is like, give me a kiss. I love you. And the producer's like, could you get off the phone with your mom? You're actually in a diary room session. And he's like, so do you think there's a spark between me? You and your mom? Yes, definitely. No, me and the chefy. Your mom, the chefy?
Yeah. Sorry, I've been posting on a very specific part of 4chan that's all about Dutch baby porn. It's not child porn. It's just about pancakes.
It's not about literal Dutch babies. It's not babies from Deutschland.
I did almost get in trouble with the FBI with some of my search terms, but I had to explain it was literally just a type of pancake you make in a skillet. Anyway, Chef Keem.
My mom just kept sending me the pictures. I said, Mom, can we call them Dutch barely legals? Please. At least.
They actually do have another name. Dutch babies I think they also are known as German pancakes. And I looked for that, and it was a whole other different kind of porn. It's just really hard to find good photos of the things I like.
So Luke is trying to brush his teeth, and Laura won't get off of him. You know, she's like licking his neck, and he's like, let me brush my teeth. My God. I taste like two opposite sides of the world right now. Please.
She's giving him like a hickey. She's like marking her territory. I mean, here's the thing. I do not like to ever subscribe to this bullshit narrative that women are schemers, that women use their sexuality to get what they want, yada, yada, yada. That being said, I do kind of feel like Laura's just trying to find a place to live after the starter season's over. She's like, I think I will live with Luke. I will start the process now.
But why would anybody assume that Luke has a decent apartment? I wouldn't.
True,
He's
but
like, I only come on the yacht to fund my vacations. Like, that guy's not going to do anything for you. The guy who's just made out with two people in the same night is not the couch you want to stay on. You know what I mean? That's like a very cummy couch. It's a very stained, crunchy couch.
It's like the edges of a Dutch baby.
So then in the mess, Harry, by the way, talking about sexy, Harry is in the mess eating ramen. Have you ever seen a praying mantis eat the head off of another bug?
Yeah,
on the Nature Channel. That's what he looks like he's doing. Is that what they do? A hummingbird eats what?
No, praying mantises eat hummingbirds. Yeah.
What? But they're so little.
Yeah, because the praying mantis will just basically sit there by the hummingbird feeder or wherever, and the hummingbird comes in being like, oh, well, this looks like a beautiful little snack, a little refreshing and low calorie, and nothing could possibly go wrong. David! Because the hummingbird the praying mantis will grab the hummingbird and then just eat it. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Those are strong, tough little guys. Praying mantises. It's because they pray. Mantis. That's where strength comes from.
Power of prayer. Yeah. Power of prayer is real, okay?
Power lifting? I'm power praying. Now give me your little hummingbird head, bitch.
Bitch. Hey, bitch, get over here. There's some nectar. Fooled you.
So Harry's like, come here, sit here. Margot. And Margot's like, great, look what I want. Yeah, me. And Laura goes to Luke's bunk. He's trying to go to bed. And he's like, oh my God, it was just a hookup. And now you want to stay over. And she's like, oh, I'm going to sleep with you. This is okay, yes? Where your remote control? I sign into my own Netflix. Yes, it has my favorites.
I put toothbrush in bathroom. Now move over, husband. Also, by the way, an amusing part was when Culver is talking to the producers, and he's like, yeah, I had a nice little friendly kiss with Zarina. I think it's friendly, but maybe there's more there. And they're like, are you asking us? Like, yeah. Is it allowed? I don't know. Mom says I always have to ask for permission before I kiss a girl, so just want to make sure it's okay. I kind of feel like you guys are my moms right here.
Aisha texts her boyfriend Scott, and she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Shitting in a toilet. Shitting in a bucket. How about you?" And she's like, "Oh, for night. I think my second in the basin is smashing. Love you."
And then meanwhile, Margot does something revolutionary, which is that for the first time on Below Deck, her drunken snack of choice is a giant floret of broccoli. That was surprising. I personally have you ever binged broccoli when you've been drunk? That's not my go-to.
Broccoli salad from Whole Foods I have, because that's just covered in mayonnaise and like raisins and nuts. It's like sweet, fat. The broccoli is just there to, I don't know, make you feel better about whatever the fuck you're doing right now in the middle of the night. Yeah, many times. Many times.
It was a revolutionary moment, like so many firsts on this episode. But between like someone disavowing a stupid game on Bravo and then someone just cramming a giant stalk of broccoli in their mouth.
Well, we have seen Katie on Vanderpump Rules binge with iceberg lettuce and ranch. Remember that? I will never forget that.
Yes.
So Margot is doing this thing. Harry just really cannot read signs. Margot is doing this thing. All she wants is to not be made out with, and to not. She just wants him to leave her alone because she's wasted and she's eating in the grossest way she can. She's like eating the broccoli, like.
And they're also kind of lady and tramping the ramen noodles too. So there's like a lot of like sort of intense eating behavior happening.
And then he decides that now is a good time for a relationship talk. So he's like, how long does Margot take to get ready? I don't look at a lady and say, her hair's not done properly. It's important. Personality. Connections. Feelings. You know what I mean? That means more. And Margaret's like, yeah, that's how I will do it. It's like deep throating a broccoli. Like broccoli mayonnaise sticking out of her nose.
It's like, do you feel that way? Because, you got someone right now, Luke, that feels like, hey, come on, beat around the bush and let's fuck off and then just like work for the next 5 weeks. Or you got someone like me who's like, let's have a conversation. I'm just a tall, gangly, used car blow-up thing standing in front of a girl, asking her to reinflate him.
Don't you want to have a connection? And then he comes in for a post-binge kiss. And then she kisses him.
Yeah. She looks bored. She's like, I guess I'll do this. And unfortunately for you, Ronnie, despite I was like, ugh, this is like drunken talk. And there is sort of like these layers of like that mansplaining thing of like, you don't need to put on all that makeup, yada, yada. And then they kissed it. But I was kind of like, oh, I kind of like it, to be honest. I thought it was kind of cute. I was like, two dorks. That was dork love. I loved, I always fall for dork love.
I didn't like it because she's obviously not into him. And she's doing it to like placate him, or because she's not just doing it to make Luke jealous, right? Because Luke's asleep. So I think she's just like, well, I could be with someone too, and this guy likes me, so I guess I'll just go with this. And so it makes me feel bad for her, but it also makes me feel bad for Harry, because like Harry is nice, he doesn't deserve to be stomped all over. And she just has like the most bored eyes. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of her personality. It's part of her Felicity personality, because that lady, everyone's like, oh my God, that lady has such sorrow in her eyes. That actress, you know what she has in her eyes? Pure fucking boredom, okay? That woman, it looks like she's looking like she's watching a how-to knitting video on YouTube. By the way, I've done that before. That's why I recognize the eyes. Margot just has bored eyes, and they're just not lit up with Harry.
They aren't, but Margot is also she's a buffet trier. Like you've been behind her at the buffet line where she goes, "Oh, what's that right over there?" And it's like, that's salmon with mushrooms." Huh? I'll try that. That's kind of her vibe.
I'll just take a quarter piece.
I'll just a little bit, and if I like it, I'll come back. And I kind of think she was
I'm
just
not
doing
gonna
that,
eat
extending
any
that to
of these
Harry.
big fluffy white rolls right now. I'm staying away from those. And then you sit down at the Golden Corral and you're eating your shitty overcooked quarter piece of salmon, but you just keep kind of staring back over at the big fluffy white rolls. And you know what? Right now, the big fluffy white roll is getting a hand job in bed from the Latvian underminer. So.
You know what? Are these potato wedges? No, those are yucca fries. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to try that. You know what? I'll try one. I'll try one yucca fry, please. She said a Brazilian all-you-can-eat. I forgot to mention.
A fried carb's a fried carb. You know what I'm saying? But then you bite into it and you're like, nope, not the same. You just get bored eyes and stare back at the French fry on the Golden Corral.
Yeah. So I think she's just trying Harry out. Honestly, and he did have like a nice little pitch. He did when he said like, it's like, isn't it about connection? Isn't it about being gangly?
No, it's not about just like being nice to each other. You have to have some kind of chemistry, and they just don't. And she's like trying to force it. I don't know.
I don't think she's trying to force it. She's dabbling. She's trying to see if maybe there is something there. And I was okay with that. I'm not saying it's going to work out.
I think she knows for sure there's not. And she's just doing it because she doesn't want to not hook up when Luke is hooking up after Luke pretended to like her. I think they're all playing games, This is like the homely, not, no one's homely, like ugly. I guess, what am I trying to say? This is like non-model shell games where you're just like moving around the shell, just trying things. It's like a lazy Susan of semi-hotness that you're just waiting for something to stop in front of you that's good enough.
Listen, this is a girl who probably watched the OC during formative years of her life, and she thought, you know what? Right now, I might be Summer. This could be my Seth. So I'm going to do this. I mean, look, we're eating out of a bowl of ramen that's undressed, and we have a broccoli. This kind of feels like it could be something. So she just gave it a try. Give it a try. I feel like on a give it a try level, I was in support of it.
Yeah, she looks like she's giving no effort to me. Now I feel bad because Harry's like, oh, we're going to get married.
Well, that's on Harry if he has bad expectations. So they have a kiss, and Margot, I wrote down, Margot looks bored and accepts it. And then Margot goes, okay, so I guess we have a crush on each other, which I did not realize that part on her. So he goes, looks like we do. So, and then they go to bed.
I give it the awkward kiss. He's like, good night, kiss. And she's like, okay.
He blows a kiss.
And he's so like smiles. He laughs at the cameraman. He looks right into the camera. He's like, oh, can you believe that? Can you believe that? And goes off. And then the next day, Laura is in Luke's bed. Margot's like, Laura? And dun, dun, dun. And Laura's like, don't tell anyone here. Don't tell anyone I'm sleeping here. Just joking. Tell everybody about it.
Put it all out. Tell all the fish down below. Tell the scallop.
Tell Five Head down below.
Tell that sea turtle that keeps on paddling along. Doesn't it realize that this is yacht territory? It's going to get killed. So Laura leaves Luke's room, and then Margot finds her, and she's like, so whose bed did you sleep in last night? And she's like, what's his name? Trying to be like, oh, I'm not fully obsessed with this person.
I forgot his name. Let me look at my butt cheek where I had it tattooed last night.
Let me look at our wedding invitations. Oh, you know what? They do a television special about us, Luke and Laura.
Margot's like, Culver? She goes, no, Luke. And Margot just starts laughing. And Laura tells us, Luke has kissed Margot already, but there's no relationship, so no rules. But I'm Taurus. If I want something, I don't stop till I get it, and possibly can go to 150,000 miles if you give me regular oil change.
I am very good as police car also. So then she just pops open a beer. It's like 7 in the morning or something, 9 in the morning. So she pops open a beer and starts to drink it. And now in my mind, when she starts doing that, I'm like, well, this is very bad. I did not realize at this point of the episode that it was the same day as the guests coming on. So I was like, oh, this is, in retrospect, really bad.
It's really bad because Jason really hates drink. I mean, Jason, that's his first rule. No drinks on the boat at all.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
So speaking of which, she calls Aisha to the bridge to help him with his contacts. And then Laura goes back to Luke's room and she's like, hey, baby. And he's like, oh, there she is. Great. She goes, honey, how are you? Hi, baby, honey. So she's already calling him baby and honey.
And he goes, how did we end up in the shower last night? Oh, really, Luke? Luke is going to do that thing now where he's like, okay, I fucked her, so now she's crazy, which she is crazy. But Luke also forgets somehow that he was like, let's get in the shower. You knew she was crazy when you pulled her in the shower. Why are you pretending like you didn't know? Okay? Everybody knew. And so he's going to do that thing where she's crazy now. So he's like, how did we end up in the shower last night? And she goes, you pulled me in. He goes, I did not. You pulled the all lost my phone trick. You had it planned from the beginning. You got me good. And she's like, did I? All right. Let me clean your room. I'll show you how to fold underwear so that when we were in studio together, we can share underwear drawer.
Yeah. I can't stand the fuckboy thing of like, how did that happen? Like, how did we end up in the shower when like that he was the one who literally elevated it to that point and then acts all defenseless. And then later on he'll go, how do I always find myself into these love triangles? It always happens to me.
Yeah.
So then he's like, by the way, do you know where my hat is? I can't find my hat, you know? And he pulls up a photo of the hat to show her and he goes, oh, you look like Culver's girlfriend from the dresser party in this. And she goes, but I'm your girlfriend.
And he's like, no, do not go. She's I'm only joking. It's like, no, I'm not your boyfriend. She's like, oh.
You know, sort of joke you have between boyfriend and girlfriend. That was a joke too. But seriously, a boyfriend-girlfriend joke.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for...
You know what I love about saving money is that when I save money, I can then spend that money on things I really want to spend money on, like nice food or board games.
Rakuten helps us to be a smarter shopper and save money on just about everything.
Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop.
We have things we need to buy, whether it's home essentials or a self-care treat just for you.
Yeah, with Rakuten, we can get cash back on clothes, groceries, travel, and much more. In fact, there are over 4,200 stores across every single category on Rakuten.
Even better, you can stack cash back on top of other deals like store sales and credit card points.
In case you're wondering, the stores in Rakuten are ones that you know and love, and lots of cool ones waiting to be discovered. I mean, some of my personal favorites are Expedia, CVS.com, JCPenney, Instacart. I mean, it just goes on and on. Join the 17 million members who are already saving. It's free and easy to join Rakuten and start getting cash back. Start shopping at Rakuten.com now, or download the Rakuten app to start saving today. Your cash back really adds up. That's RAKUTEN.com.
Rakuten's commercial. So cleaning. Laura, can you meet me in the up pantry, Laura? Laura is 15 minutes late for her shift because she's getting ready. Yes. And so she comes up and Aisha asks her what she's done so far. And Laura goes, everything there and there.
She goes, what is there and there mean? Just so I know what you're talking about. And she goes, And then she just doesn't say anything else. So Aisha's like, oh God, she's annoying.
So then Laura passes Margot eating ginger. Luke is eating ginger, right?
Luke is eating ginger and he feeds it. He's like, all this ginger is delicious. Feel this ginger. Zang. It's like Zang. So he gives it to Margot to taste. Like she eats like a piece off of what he's been eating.
Yeah. And he's like, with Laura, I'm starting to see the stage 5 clinger coming through. You already knew this, but now Margot might be done with me, so I've got to repair things with Margot. What a disaster. But some people thrive in disasters.
Not you, sir, because if you are the disaster, you can't thrive in the disaster. You can't thrive in yourself. So, meanwhile, Luke is looking at a table out on the deck, and it's like a disaster because once again, Adam is fucked up. He did not wash anything down or wipe everything. He just didn't do whatever he was supposed to do. He didn't mop up. And Harry's basically saying that Adam thinks he's too good to mop, which Adam does think that because he's also apparently too good to learn how to swim on a boat.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to throw him onto the bus, but at the same time, it's not cool to the rest of the team. So then it's preference sheet meeting time, and it's charter number 3, Renee and Sandra Ramirez. Renee is the owner and CEO of a rapid growing company, and they want to celebrate with their high frolicking friend. Oh, their high rolling friends, which I spelled.
Yes.
I started with an F. Well, I don't know why, because that's not how you spell rolling.
Folding down the river.
Frolin.
Yeah, they have a solar company, which means are like solars the new MLMs, solar companies?
I think so, because solar companies are like what Teddy's husband, I'm Teddy, from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have. And go read his, if you guys haven't treated yourself to his Yelp reviews on his company, do it. It's good.
Yeah. So they want like surf and turf, they want lamb lollipops, they want Japanese sushi as opposed to, British sushi. And then they also want some Cuban themed cuisine, which Sarina's never done. But there's also a bunch of dietary restrictions. Like one girl eats no red meat, one girl does no pork and dislikes red meat. One girl, Janae, doesn't like wheat, dairy, or red meat. So there's some landmines for her.
And Serena's like, oh, Miss Fossy Pomp's there. Doesn't have anything, does she? And she tells us, well, for this charter, we have this one guest, and she's quite limited. And as much as I love getting sparkly guests from Jason, I don't want that helmet in this charter, so I have to get more creative and make a plan. My plan is to serve everybody meat, dairy, and gluten.
Have them adapt to me.
But I'm going to do it in Prada, so maybe they'll forgive me.
So then Adam is talking to Harry about teeth cleaner, and he's like, yeah, do you know how much to use this stuff? Because they're doing the little spots on the deck. And Harry's like, yeah, just use it on commercial. And he's like, fuck no. It's like, oh, okay.
And Adam just keeps spraying. He's like spraying really long sprays on the dots. And Harry's like, you don't need that much, actually. You just do it. And Adam goes, well, it says to put it on and leave it on for 3 to 4 seconds. And he goes, well, I just sprayed this much. Psst, and then I leave it on. And he goes, yeah, but I was just telling you that. Whatever.
Yeah, he goes, I'm just trying to tell you that. I'm like, you're the one who says you never used this stuff before. And you literally said 3 to 4 seconds is very different from like 2 quick spritzes. Okay, that's literally like a lifetime. And in the world of spritzes, 3 to 4 seconds is a lifetime. A lifetime.
So Laura's like, come on, Margot's like, come on, Laura, let's go clean cabin 6. And Laura's like, okay, oh God, is this wine still good? Yug,
yug.
You still good.
She chugs old wine before going to clean it. So Laura's like, so what? Wine is good for you. They ask me why my skin's so good. I say, I just drink wine. I'm like, do they ask you why your skin's so good? Who's they?
No one has ever asked that. Here's what I have seen people ask on the internet. If Laura takes 2 hours to get ready, why does she come out so basic every single time? That's what I hear them asking. And that's my question too. Like, what are you doing in there? I expect her to be doing one of those contouring tutorials, like you see on the internet where they're like, like lining their whole face like they're about to star in, I don't know. They look like Pinocchio. They all look fucking crazy and then like do the full thing. But it's like like eyeliner.
Yeah, she comes out with like lip gloss. I also am expecting a whole different face, because like on Love Island, they always show all the girls get together and they do makeup for like, it looks like an hour, and they have all those lines, all that shit, and then they come out and their faces, it's like different humans. But like Laura, it's It's like a little patch of concealer. I don't get it.
So Luke is talking to Serena, and he's like, we've been running around like zombies. She's like, well, some of us were up later than ever, than others, weren't they? He's like, not me. She goes, well, you were with someone else, though, so not much sleep when that's happening, eh? You want to play some Truth or Dare? Let's play it. Dare me to go fuck all of us brains out right now. Dare me to. I dare you to dare me. Do it. Just do it right now. Do it, or I'm giving everyone on this boat gluten.
So Aisha overhears Zarina saying that Luke was in bed with Laura, and Aisha goes, "Were you? Oh, you hear everything on a ship." I'm like, yeah, I think specifically everyone hears everything Aisha says on a ship, because you could be like 3 floors down here. Oh, were you sleeping with Laura? It's like, oh my God.
The captain's like, you know, it's amazing. I've been doing this for years, but for some reason, every time I work with Aisha, we always get to see whales jumping. It's crazy.
It's amazing. You know, if it took me the longest time to realize we weren't doing military drills, it was just Aisha's voice doing the siren.
So we see Laura standing in the hallway listening to all of this. And Luke's
Yes.
like, last night was one of those I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't moments, you know? It's like, I'm damned if I stick my penis in it, I've got my penis in it, and I'm still damning my penis inside of it while I damn it. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, so you went for it then, eh?
Yeah, you weren't into it. And he goes, no. He goes, I'm sorry. She goes, so you were into it? And she goes, no, I wasn't into it. And then she goes, no, but she's coming on so hot. And then he's like, yeah, but I'm putting out bushfires at the moment. No pun intended. And there was a lot was going on last night. So then Laura just walks in.
I think if anyone's going to be putting out bushfires, it's going to be Laura this morning. Okay.
Yeah. That's exactly right. By the way, I also really resent him saying last night was a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. How was the damned if I don't? Where was the damned if I don't? Damned if you don't kiss 2 girls at back to back. Damned if you don't make sort of lead them both on. I don't understand why he's putting himself as a victim of circumstance.
So Laura comes in and she's like, I think you're all thinking things. And she tells us, what the fuck? Them just talking about it? Not cool. And Luke's like, uh-oh, she's angry with me now. Oh, but the thing is, you always think you're being secret, but everyone knows. Sorry, doll, we work on a boat.
So then Luke just starts hugging Laura. He's caught, so his response is just to hug and smile a lot. And he's like, it's a little bit of a weird situation because there's been a lot of everything going on. Like the other night, Margot and I kissed, and I don't want to lead on the wrong parties, and I'm not getting involved in all of that. You don't want to.
Margot walks in on that. Say that. Yeah. So Margot just laughs and he goes, oh, God, you guys are in the same cabin. All right. And Margot's like, what's wrong in here? And she goes, you're weird. And he goes, she's upset with me. And Laura goes, okay, let's just make it complicated now. This is how he likes it, I guess.
Yeah, so he just walks away, and Marco's like, that was weird. Wish I didn't walk in on that.
He's setting up this fight over him that's not happening. No one is fighting over you.
Yeah.
He's trying to make it like, I'm not getting in the middle of you two fighting over me. No one is fighting for you, okay, fried yucca? You're literally the fried yucca in this.
Yeah. Yeah, in this 24-hour all-you-can-eat barbecue, whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. But let me tell you something. When he's like, you know what, I just don't want to lead on the wrong people. I'm like, you literally had sex with Laura in a shower. It wasn't like you were flirting with her, sir. So stop trying to act like, oh, whoops, I don't want to lead you on when I'm interested in Margot. You had sex with her.
So the deck team has a meeting, and Luke's like, all right, this is Charter 3. The first 2 are good, but we can improve. So there's been an issue of not cleaning the teak. Now, Fletch, remember Fletch, everybody? Caught his foot on the glass, that wacky detective. So we're going to have to pick it up. All right, everybody? And everyone's like, okay. So he basically changes the schedule so that Adam is no longer on overnights because Adam's a disaster who refuses to do his work. And he says, yeah, I can't trust Adam. So this sucks. He's like, I have to keep my eye on it. And that sucks. I'm like, oh my God, you have to do your job? Let's see if you can do that on the 3rd charter.
So Margot and Laura are cleaning a bunk, and Margot's like, or a room, and Margot's like, "Hey, so do you feel like you're still a little bit drunk, a little bit from last night, or maybe from this morning when I saw you drinking a beer? Because I can really smell it on your breath." And she's like, yeah, but am I the only one?" She goes, "No, no, no, just making sure." Just making sure. No, you're not the only one. I mean, you're the only one on this boat, but I'm sure in the world there are people who still feel drunk right now. Yeah, for sure.
Then Gally and Aisha and Serena are talking in the galley, and Serena goes, "Oh my God, I think I should have gotten a bigger thong. This one really digs into my flaps." And Aisha's like, "There's nothing worse than vagina pork."
I hate that. So
This one really digs into my flaps. Good.
Get into the flaps. Those flaps was real. You got to make sure you got to have the coverage there. So Zarina's like going to make some sushi rolls for lunch and everything because she knows that it's going to be the thing that everyone will like and it's going to work for everyone's diets, etc. And meanwhile, it's like thundering outside. It's raining. You know, this is going to be a disaster because hello, these people work in solar and it's raining. It's not good for their brand. So we're already bracing for a disaster charter.
Guess are coming. Everybody get ready, get ready. And then the camera loves Culver shirtless. I mean, the camera just like stays on Culver, looking him up and down. I was like, is Culver's mom, Chef Kim, running this camera?
I think so.
We get it. Culver's works out.
Called a camera. Yeah.
It's not a complaint. I'm not registering a complaint. I'm just like, damn, that camera person's horny. So Margot only has one bar left on her radio, and Harry's like, "I've got 4 bars," and she goes, "Must be nice for you. Now, should I just get this charged, or should I take it with me?" And he's like, "Just let it charge. Just be not near someone with the radio, like me. Would you rather be someone who's just gonna fuck a radio and throw it in the bush? Would you rather be with someone who wants a connection with the radio, like me?"
Well, I would stand by you, but you keep thwacking me in the forehead with your arms. Oh, sorry. So here come the guests. The guests arrive. It's just like downpour umbrellas. They've got umbrella. They're rushing out to get them out of the rain. They come on board, and Captain Jason's like, "Welcome on board. I can't apologize for the weather because that's not my doing, but I can apologize ahead of time for crashing this boat into a cafe. That might happen. Anyway, we're gonna have a hell of a lot of fun, except for, of course, the crashing part. Someone might get killed, but enjoy."
And Renee's like, "We're gonna fuck shit up." I was like, okay. Single prop, sir. Yeah.
It's been refurbished, okay? So let's try to keep let's not try to undo the furbish, because we just redid the furbish.
And they're like, "We're from Cali." Shocker. What a shocker. Reading your preference sheet, I am shocked that you're Californians.
Wow.
Shocked. I like lamb, but not beef, but not pork, but love duck, but hate fish, but like flowers, but like hate cucumbers, love chickpeas.
Yeah.
California.
Definitely California. Yep. Like Azusa. So they're all getting on board. So now I was actually surprised because they leave the dock to go out into the water. And I feel like my memory seems to be of most below decks that when it rains, they're like, "Hey, sorry guys, so it's raining, so we're going to stay at the dock, but don't you worry, we're going to have a lot of hugs and a lot of branzino." So I was sort of surprised that they left the dock in the rain, but I guess maybe the water wasn't choppy. And to be fair, it really is a converted fishing boat, and a fishing boat can handle surf, I guess. I don't know, but they're going to go out and do it.
Yeah, they go play. So now Laura is doing lime juice, and she's tasting it. And she's like, "Oh, she thinks this tastes like lime? It does not taste like lime. No lime here." So Aisha comes in. She's like, "Lime juice." And she goes, "You want to taste this to see what I'm saying about it?" And she goes, "Oh my God. Right, did I buy store-bought lime juice? Yes. That's so I can serve 4 margaritas without having to squeeze 50 limes. Sorry, speed is part of good service."
I don't know. I have to be on Laura's side on this one. I think that there's a big difference between lime juice and fresh squeezed lime. On a luxury super yacht, just get one of those juicers, one and done, real quick.
No. For people who are having tons of margaritas, getting fresh juice out of a lime takes a lot. It takes a lot of work. I mean, those little things, sometimes they're like just little pebbles. I say store-bought lime. I'm with Aisha. Store-bought lime juice for mixed drinks is fine.
Well,
It is lime juice. It's not like, I'm assuming that it's fresh squeezed lime juice from Whole Foods or something and not just like some
I don't know.
crappy stuff with sugar or whatever in it. But I'm Team Aisha on that.
I'm team limes. I'm team limes on this. I say batch squeeze a whole bunch of them ahead of time, and then or just start with the fresh ones, and then once they get drunk enough, you switch over to the lime juice. Be a little sneaky.
But then they'll be like, what tastes different about this?
Yeah,
Got to be consistent, even if it's in mediocrity.
No.
So, we're not going to be drinking margaritas together.
No, apparently not. I'll be enjoying my fresh squeezed lime margarita.
So she tastes it and she goes, I get that it's a bit bitter, but mixed in cocktails, it saves so much time. And she tells us, sometimes even when Laura's kind of right, I just want to tell her no because she's so fucking annoying.
Not great from a supervisor, but since Laura is pretty awful, I will support that. So now it's lunchtime. So Clover's like, hey, not mom.
But it's not her call. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
she's right, but Aisha doesn't have to kowtow to what she wants. Like, oh, you want fresh lime juice? Don't have to. I'm your boss. Squeeze the fucking limes. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, okay? Do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Laura's like really terrible. She's really one of those special terrible stews. So Clover's like, hey, Sarina, how's it going? Ever thought about putting on a wig to look just like Chef Kim? God, it looks good on you. And he tells us that it's been a really long time since his last relationship, but he usually gets into a summer fling, and that's more lighthearted, and it's what he wants. It's the only thing his mom will allow him to have. So that's where he's at.
I'm hoping there's no mixed signals, even though I did show her Dutch baby porn already. So sushi is served, and everybody's liking it so far, and now they're going to go snorkeling. So meanwhile, Luke takes Adam down to the toy closet, and he's like, what I really need from you, Adam, do you want some applesauce? I've got it on this spoon, and it's not a spoon, it's a choo-choo. Open up your mouth is a tunnel. Open your mouth. He's treating him like a total idiot and has him stacking toys in the toy room while he goes up and does the real work with everybody else because he doesn't want to have to deal with Adam's bullshit.
Yeah. Adam's like, this is bullshit. This is real bullshit. Last childhood wasn't the smoothest for me, but you don't have to baby me. You know what I mean? Like, that is like the shittiest thing ever. Like, you're trying to work hard over here and I'm like doing bullshit. Like, okay, bro, like, thanks. Like, you don't have to baby me. Now, does someone have some swimmies for me so I can go out and get that sea bob? Thanks.
So then Margot's talking to the dishwasher and she's like, you know what? I'm going to run you. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to. God, should I run you or not? Oh, God. Someone else is going to run you. God, if I don't run you now, someone else is going to run you. But I don't know if I want to run you yet. Well, God, maybe I should just let them run you. Oh, God, but then what am I going to do? I'm not going to have a dishwasher to run. What should I do? All right, I'll marry Harry. Glad we had this talk.
So the guests go, they snorkel, which is really cool. And then they come back and they're ready to drink some more. And Luke is blowing up balloons with the stews because there's no helium. So they're using like an air thing to blow up the balloons. And Luke says to Margot, he's like, so I wasn't 100% down for what happened last night, And she goes, yeah, Laura, she doesn't like to be blown off, And he's like, yeah, like, I didn't expect to be taken out of the hot tub and taken down to my room either. And I didn't expect the words, you want to go take a shower with me, to come out of my mouth. And then as I took her clothes off, I didn't expect my fingers to actually be able to unzip the back of her bathing suit. So, like, I just didn't expect all these things to happen.
And she's like, okay, he's a fuckboy, for sure. Definitely not into Luke anymore. I don't think. I need to talk to the dishwasher. So Luke's like, yeah, that girl definitely comes on too strong. Oh, my God. You did this. You did this, sir. You started this whole thing with your, hey, the second that Harry got, or who was it, Harry?
Margo was talking to Harry, and he's like, I'm not getting enough attention. So he invites
No, she
Laura.
was talking to Adam, remember? Because she licked the salt off Adam's hand, and then
Laura
Adam
was.
got up, and he's like, oh, come sit over here. Come sit over here, because he can't just try and steal one of his subordinates love interest. He has to steal the other subordinate's love interest too. It's very Gary. So
But he
he's
said,
like,
but he
"Come
said the
over
reason
here,
why was,
sit."
but he said the reason why was because Margot wasn't giving him enough attention because she was talking to Harry. So it's like all sorts of fucked up.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that makes sense too. So either way, he's the one who started it.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I got dragged into this whole thing. My poor penis.
Yeah, he's playing this whole card of like, I wasn't expecting last night to happen, as if like he was like the victim of this when he was the one who actively told her, let's go into the shower together. Like he's just playing dumb. And Laura does come on strong, but he's acting like he was also not coming on strong as well.
So now Laura walks right in because everybody just walks right in on each other in every conversation on this show. So she walks in and she goes, oh, what did I miss? Tell me. And she goes, nothing. He goes, oh yeah, we're talking about you and we need you to start cracking other eggs. And she goes,
so
what?
condescending.
And he goes, yeah, see how your tally goes. Just see how far you get around cracking the egg. Oh, so now she's a slut.
You like, please go slut around. So that way you're not only like attached to me. She's like, what? He does, and then she goes, he doesn't want all of these? What?
Then
with
that's
this wine
his
fresh
fault
skin?
I have to just repeat it because I know that she is getting a lot of hate on the internet. I love her. I love Laura. I'm 100% team Laura. And fuck this guy. Not only against him, but in a lot of what she's doing. I'm like, girl, wash your hair. I love it. Go wash your hair for 6 hours. For whatever reason, I love her. And I like how she's dealing with it. This guy just totally tried to slut shame her and gaslight her. And instead of crying or anything, she's just like, he doesn't want this. His fault.
Yeah, I think she's pretty terrible, but I was very impressed with the way she just pivoted. And she just like, pivots to Adam. She's like, okay, this was a strikeout. We'll try house number 2, Adams. She's like, I could live under a bridge with Adam in Brooklyn. Oh. So now we go to Zarina's like making dinner, and Luke is giving Harry instructions for how to do Anchor Watch and everything. And the table, the black and gold party looks wonderful, looks great. I mean, Laura is really good at that. And then Margot is like, hey, Aisha, guess, I wake up at 6:30 in the morning, and Laura comes out of Luke's room. Did you know that? And Aisha's like, oh, yes, sorry. I thought you could hear it when I said 3 stories above. She came out of his room.
Margot's like, no, it's okay. You know why? Because I have Harry, and I love him. And we made out last night, didn't I tell you? And then they hug and cheers. And Aisha's like, I wasn't. And she says, well, it was nice, so I think I like him, but I'm not really sure. Because you know how we were having that talk? Me, you, and the dishwasher? Well, it might have just been me and the dishwasher. But remember how we said we couldn't imagine boning him? I still feel that way, I think. Yeah, well then don't go for Harry. Don't try and make yourself want to bone somebody.
Seriously. And she's like, oh, well, just keep kissing him for a while until your vagina says, ooh, I feel excited, until the sprinklers turn on or until the season ends.
So Adam and Laura are blowing up balloons now. And Adam's like, whoa, what are you blowing this shit up? And she goes, yeah, I'm just using opportunity to spend time with you. So I said, yes, I will blow up. And he's like, really? I ain't even on the night shift no more. She's like, oh, really? That's no good, huh? And he's like, well, I like staying up with you. With me? Really? Do you have extra name you can add on your Netflix?
What sort of bed do you have in house with mother and six sibling children? And she's like, Adam, do you think it was trashy of me kissing Luke after I couldn't get with you? And he's like, nah, you do what you want. It's like Kangaroo Jack said, you do what you gotta do to avoid the mob, eh? And Laura's like, oh, yes. So that didn't change your feeling of me? He's like, nah, like I told everybody, I just want to be friends with everybody, okay? I'd rather just say that. Just be friends.
Okay, we friend. You're friend with Netflix? I'm friends with Kiss You. And he's like, nah. You don't kiss friend? And he's like, no. She goes, really? No kiss friend? And he's like, what is this? 20 questions? Come on.
When I see Adam being dick, it makes me kind of like, ooh. So she's like actually really into like his extreme rejection of her.
Yeah. She's like, he was so hard to read. I'm like, I'll bet it's hard for him to read as well. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
She's like, you are going to be tough cookie. And he goes, what do you think I'm easy? Nah, I'm playing. Just kidding. Nah.
I grew up eating tough cookies. That's all we had to eat. So,
Bridge cookies, we called them.
bridge cookies.
We just stand there and wait. For whatever
Bricks.
reason, right by our house, people would just throw their cookies out of the train. Sometimes we'd find them a week or so later. They were always hard cookies.
Turns out I would find out later in life they were just rocks.
Hey, I may not have been to college, but I've been to the school of hard cookies, all right?
Built different in Brooklyn. So Zarina's making dinner and she's like, I'm a bit worried about Miss Fussy Pots over there. Janae, her meal plan's really plain. I'm really concerned that her meal plan is plain. And so she's made Janae basically like a nice tostada with tartare on it. It's actually probably the most elegant thing at the table. And she's like,
You think?
I'm afraid it looks, well, compared to like
Tartare was gigantic chunks of tuna.
But compared to like that deep fried jalapeno popper with like French's mustard that she's squeezed on top of it,
That's
I think it looked
true.
more elegant.
Yeah, when she squeezed the mustard, I was like, oh no. Because at least put it in like a different squeeze bottle so it looks like you made something. But
I know.
I was like, you're literally squeezing grocery store mustard all over jalapeno poppers.
And
For
serving it with like
Cubans.
a lamb lollipop, I didn't understand what was going on. So honestly, in comparison, a little tostada with some little diced up fish and onions.
Those were bigger than die. Those
was more like a
squares. I was
poke.
like, that
Yeah.
is not good. Yeah, they were giant. I was like, is this a tuna kebab that you're putting onto a tostada? What is this?
the tuna fall from the ceiling and land on it.
So yeah, she does. She's gonna do jalapeno poppers, lamb chops, and then the tuna tartare for her. And then for the main, she's doing surf and turf, but she's gonna do red snapper for that lady. So Aisha's like, well, can you dress it up with anything? And she's like, I'm gonna give her flowers. So then the guests sit for dinner, and one of the guys is like, oh my God, look at this oil container. This is crazy. What is this, perfume? And one of the guys is like, that's like a bong. And so they're like, yeah. Hey, you do it now. You do it now. You do it now. It's like a bong. It's like for oil, but it's like a bong. They're it's like, where did they find these guests? My God, are they just
Riverside, California.
Are they just giving this shit away for free at this point on the Craigslist? I think they've run out of guests.
I think so. And I'm also concerned that one of them may have actually inhaled some olive oil. So they're served their food and everything. And so this girl, Karina's like, I don't eat this. And she's like, oh, you don't? And she's like, would you like one of those tacos? Which is funny because it's not a taco. Would you like a taco? And so then the other girl is like, yeah, I don't do red meat either. She's like, oh. So then it cuts to Zarina
And she
downstairs.
goes, you don't? She goes, you don't? Because the next course is tomahawk, so you don't eat that. No, she doesn't eat
Yeah, what? I think, why are you asking that question? The next is going to be a stack of beef served with a reduced beef sauce with a foam of beef, so you won't eat that, correct?
You'll love the sliders we'll prepare for you. It's like, lady. And also, I guess this is Serena's mistake, but it's also Aisha's mistake. She's supposed to know their preferences.
Yeah.
Like she's not supposed to be carrying up meat dishes to the vegetarian ladies.
She should know. Like I knew. I felt like we were all there in that preference sheet meeting. We heard that there were definitely 3 people who didn't want to have meat,
Yeah.
So you're gonna. The next course is going to be a beef slider, but instead of bread, since you're all gluten-free, it's just going to be between 2 layers of other beef and more beef. Is that, you won't eat that? No?
So Serena's like, oh my God, I fucked up. I only focused on Janae. I put blinders on and concentrated on her and getting married to Jason and forgot everyone else. What am I meant to do? Fuck this. I'm royally fucked. Am I pregnant? God, I wish he'd fuck me.
So, and then she doesn't have enough to make another tostada. So everyone's eating. And then Aisha's like, so she's like, well, just give them the poppers. She give them the poppers. And so Aisha comes out with the jalapeno poppers, but the girls don't want the jalapeno poppers. I mean, they want they're seeing that there's an option for seafood, like a nice little tartare kind of thing. And they don't want the big ass, heavy popper filled with cream cheese. So she's like, well, unfortunately, she's used it all up. And they're like, there's only one tostada. There's a pack, you get a pack of 10. They come in packs of 10, but she's like, no, you just give me one tostada at the store.
Yeah, they're cracking up. How do you even buy one tostada,
Yeah.
And she's like, I hate telling guests no. It makes me throw up a little bit in my mouth. So they're kind of passing the tostada around to share it. But it's unpro.
It's bad.
So this is an interesting one because you've got a lot of people who can get fired. I mean, Serena can get fired because this is some bullshit and it's like the third charter. And then Laura can obviously get fired for she seems good at her job when she's there, but then she leaves early and she's drinking and being drunk on the job, which he could fire her for. Bad. Then you've got a salty McSalterton over there. Luke, who looks like he has a fit. It looks like he's going to be the first one to go because they show him having a fit and not letting the cameras into his room next week. So, so many fireable people.
Yeah, I really don't know who's going to get the axe because I agree, a lot of ineptitude happening on this boat. But fun and funny ineptitude. Lots of ridiculousness happening.
It's finaptitude. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We will talk to you later. Don't forget to follow us on Insta and join us next Wednesday for our first Instagram live show.
TBD.
Talking to you guys. So we'll give you more information later in the week. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie, she's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
You're never alone with Lacey Monteleone.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey